A players one and two of every age. This is Spider Nerd signing in. Uh, as promised, I'm gonna give you a my opinion and review of the recent Civil War II that I just finished reading. Um, I, with all honesty, I'd give this at least maybe a 9 out of 10. But this video will be full of spoilers, so by all means, if you haven't read it yet, haven't picked it up at your nearest comic shop, I would definitely urge you to um, save this video for later or check on one of my previous videos. But wow. It, just like I said before, my previous video, the first Civil War, back almost, what do I want to say, almost 10 years ago, was a giant jaw dropper. And at first you're like, all right, whatever. These, uh, Captain America, Iron Man, they don't see eye to eye. They're fighting. Boo hoo, who cares? And then all of a sudden you started seeing the actual damage that it inflicted. I mean, the Stanford incident, yes, absolutely heart wrenching. Um, but I was definitely Team Cap. I felt that heroes were are especially if they're vigilante, they're doing something because they feel that it's right. So they have a right to keep their own identity. They shouldn't have the government babysitting them. Um, but I mean, towards the end, you definitely saw that Captain America lost sight of his actual objective, and 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 Iron Man just wouldn't stop at anything. So, but it's basically an immovable object kind of scenario where just they they were doomed from the start. With this one, basically, it involves, to start off with, it involves an inhuman that can see the future. Um, the I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher it. Tenesis. I'm gonna butcher it. Anyway, the Inhuman Mist. Basically, if you're not a huge fan of the Marvel comics, but you've watched Agents of Shield on Netflix, Hulu, ABC, that kind of stuff, um, it's basically the season two surrounded or focused on the Inhumans and this blue mist that turns Sky into Quake. Basically, somebody who was able to control the earth or like the vibrations around her. And then she was able to tap into, um, once again, this will be spoilers, the time stream by the ripples of the seismic activity coming from the time stream, however you want to put it. But anyway, this Inhuman um, has the ability to see the future. So obviously, the Inhumans are going to go ahead and pick him up, and I, I don't follow the Inhumans, but basically they're mutants that are based on alien technology. Basically, they come to help him out, and they end up telling the Avengers and the Ultimates. The Avengers are basically led by Tony Stark, and the Ultimates is like a sub team. Those of you who are a big fan or were a big fan before this big convergence thing that happened about a year ago occurred, the Ultimate Universe, where there was Ultimate Spider Man, Ultimate X Men, that kind of stuff. Um, this convergence merged both of them together. So you have um, Iron Man, who leads the Avengers, and Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, who runs the Ultimates. So basically, both opportunists. So anyway, there's this big bag celestial that comes down, and the Avengers are able to take him out. But they want to know how that happened. So here comes aforementioned new Inhuman. And unfortunately, Carol Danvers is not available as a character yet. And I definitely stress yet. I guarantee she's going to make an appearance here. So that's why I have Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, the stretchy one, available on screen right now. So, anyway, um, she believes that with the ability to see the future, um, you have to act. You have to do something about it. Tony Stark is like, yes, the ability to see the future is awesome, but it's just one turnout. And I really couldn't agree with him more. Um, the So sorry about me constantly clearing my throat. By the way, guys, I'm definitely dealing with summer allergies, so I always have to clear my throat. So just bear with me. Um, so he sees it as one possible outcome. So obviously, the future can be changed. Honestly, with as much experience as Tony Stark has under his belt, as well as Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, that is 100%. I believe in that. I 100% believe in that. Um, the future isn't set in stone. You can always change it for the better or even for the worse. But Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, is like, nope, this is a set future. We need to take action now. And unfortunately, um, Carol or Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, excuse me, sees this as okay. Um, actually, before I dive too deep in that, um, let's go ahead and do a little bit of back history. The Inhumans are a secret society, not a secret society, a secret civilization. And they never saw eye to eye with the X Men or the Avengers. As of recently, though, the Avengers, the Ultimates, they see eye to eye. They're starting to like talk to them. They're starting to see. They're coming to an alliance, almost like a truce. The X Men, however, still feel that it's almost like an internal civil war. It's a civil war in the civil war. The X Men, I believe, um, the Inhumans feel that they're vastly superior, and the X Men are like, so what are we like chopped liver here? So they're still not seeing eye to eye. So anyway, um, uh, Tony Stark's like, okay, well, this guy's an Inhuman, and let's go ahead and have the Inhumans take care of him. If they feel that there's information to be given to us, and it and that'll help us out in the outcome, like if there's something that's going to happen tomorrow or a week from now, sure, we can go ahead and jump on that. But if it's a future that happens so many years from now, there's a way to change that. There's no need to worry about it now. Um, but Carol's like, no, we need to take um, this new Inhuman. Yes, he can be babysat by the Inhumans at Attilan, which is uh, um, their town, their city, and kind of like Atlantis, I guess. um, and we need to use him as a tool. So, unfortunately, that's where the rift occurs. So, anyway, like 3 weeks later, the Inhuman sees. I forgot the poor guy's name. This Inhuman sees a possible future. Then all of a sudden, this is where a big giant heartbreaker, pretty much. Actually, there are just losses on both ends of this. There's like no way um, that this is going to end well. I totally forgot that I have Tony Stark looking for the source right now. Oh well, I'll just go ahead and zoom in on his poster if I can. There we go. So, anyway, there's this big cataclysm that occurs, and uh, uh, they find out that it was Thanos. So Captain Marvel decided to use the new Inhuman as a tool. Let's go ahead and bring the fight right now, uh, because we need to do it right now. He didn't. Thanos didn't even um, wasn't even he was thinking about it, but he wasn't going to act on it yet. Basically, the future was shown as a that he was going to come to Earth thinking that there was another cosmic cube there, something available. Anyway, they Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, takes a team with them, the Ultimates, and just brings them to this mission. And they got their butts completely handed to them, because Thanos was already prepared. Like he didn't know that they were going to come, but he they attacked him in his home base. It, superheroes are just like teams of sports teams. If you attack them on their home turf, they've practiced on their home turf. They know what the terrain's like. They know where the sun's going to be, and they know how the environment's going to change. So that, with all honesty, I already knew that they were going to get their butts handed to them royally, but I didn't know how bad. So anyway, once again, this is going to be major spoilers. So by all means, if you've followed this far, but you really, really don't want to go ahead and um, get this kind of ending spoiled, go ahead and stop this video now. I really implore you, just in case. But let's go ahead and give everybody 30 seconds just in case to kind of think it over. All right, I think that's going to be enough time. I don't have a timer available to me right now, but pretty much towards the very end, um, uh, Mary Jane Watson comes down and she gives Stark the bad news. Come to find out, he, uh, um, he finds out that Carol Danvers took a team, but there is a member that volunteered. This was Rhodes. This is Rhodey. Rhodey is the first casualty of this. He gets completely decimated by by Thanos, just point blank right through his armor. There was just, unfortunately, that's where it hit me hard because unfortunately I've grown up with Iron Man. Not, like I said, I'm not a huge Iron Man fan in the comics, but I followed it in the early cartoons and especially the MCU or Marvel Cinematic Universe. But just I, I mean, right now I'm looking at the page just so that way I can kind of keep you guys, so that way I'm not skipping around. But I'm looking at the page right now, and I, I can't. I completely am on Tony's side on this one. Um, it's it was Tony's best friend. Rose has been in the comics pretty much since Tony Stark made his debut back in the '60s. I believe. Anybody in the comments definitely forgive me if I definitely wrecked the time, the date, but that's not the last casualty, unfortunately. Um, they come to find out that She Hulk is also um, on death's door. They're not sure if she's gonna make it. They're not sure if she's gonna walk. So once again, Thanos was prepared. You can't do that. You can't go to somebody's home and not expect them and like attack and not expect them to sit there going, dude, I have all my toys here. What? Why do you think this is a smart idea? So in this entire issue, you know how hot headed Tony Stark is, but it seems like over the years he's maintaining his cool. I I I, I would have lost it. But anyway, uh, both we, uh, um, Tony Stark and She Hulk had a thing in Civil War, like the aftermath, that kind of thing. Um, and so obviously they became really good friends after they separated. So these are both pillars that's holding Tony together, and they're gone because of some in asinine, and pardon my French there, asinine um, decision that just because you had a tool, you should readily use it instead of trying to better prepare your troops. Like, there's just there's just no excuse. So he's maintaining his cool, um, and so he leaves. He's like, all right, I'm losing it, because of the fact that uh, there's just too many casualties here, and obviously casualties, we've found out, also mean not just deaths but also a major amount of injuries. So anyway, a few pages later, we find out that She-Hulk dies. There's not much human medicine can do for her due to the fact that she's gamma radiated. She's able to take all the pain. Nobody can cut her open. That kind of stuff. They don't have the tools. And Bruce Banner isn't there. He's the only one that can help, and he's just not there anymore. And anyway, her dying words were, "It's our future, Carol, not his. Fight for it." So she died on the side of Carol Danvers, of Captain Marvel. She died still believing that if you see the future, it's your responsibility to do something about it. And unfortunately, she she completely passes away. She's done. And I mean, I don't. I'm a sensitive guy, but um, I'm once again looking at pages. Just I two longtime Avengers are gone because of just some piss poor planning and just ah. But I'm definitely gonna digress here. I definitely recommend you guys check it out 100%. Go to your local comic book store, or if you have an app on your mobile device that gives you comics, that kind of stuff, something that you subscribe to, by all means, go ahead and check it out. I do 100% think that you need to check this out. It's just the artwork, the writing, just everything is phenomenal about this. Very reminiscent uh, of the original Civil War, and very impactful. And I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm on Team Stark. My view is that just because you see a future, you can plan for it. You can you can definitely go ahead and uh, um, take the precautions you need, but there's just you can you can prepare for it if it comes. It's an outcome, so it's one of many possible outcomes. You don't have to go ahead and take care of it now. Um, who knows? Thanos honestly could have showed up um, several years from now. but they would have been able to prepare for it. Unfor- Unfortunately, two amazing individuals are now gone because Captain Marvel didn't prepare for it. She went in, she took a team. They did make a strategy, I guarantee you. She's very well trained. She knows what she's doing, but she didn't consult anybody else. She decided to go full on and just take advantage of the situation. And just reading this, not it's just not forgivable right now. But you guys will see it. But there's the last page where it's just the flat line of the machine that's keeping her alive, that's taking care of her of She-Hulk's vitals, like monitoring them. Excuse me. And it when she flatlines, they do the whole beep, and every panel has that in every screen, and it's deep red. It's prominent, and that's pretty much all your eye is drawn to. And the last page, uh, um, well, okay, second to last page shows Captain Marvel completely devastated. Not only her team was completely like they got their asses handed to them pretty much. I'm sorry to just get really they got their butts handed to them. And they got Thanos, but nothing compares to the look on her face on this second to last page. And of course, the last page is Tony Stark and his superior or sentinel, what he's calling it now, um, his centurion um, suit, and he's it looks like he's out for blood, but who knows at this point. But I can't wait for issue two. I really recommend you guys buy it. And once again, I guarantee you guys are going to be just as speechless as I am. But this will be Spider Nerd signing off. Have yourself a great day, guys. Bye.